Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I feel a little crooked here. Let's figure it out. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to A Hope and Company Virtual Marketplace, where we shop small businesses and entrepreneurs who are doing big, amazing things. And we're so glad to be here again in April. Come on in, come on in. Can you believe it is April? Seems like we were just celebrating the new year and we were all with the pandemic and getting ready to bunker for the winter beginnings, new opportunities, and I am excited to be a part of this season. April day thus far. It's just 9 o'clock in the morning, but we want you to come right on in, invite a guest, click, like, and share, and all those amazing things. We're going to get started on our show. And as we do that, I want to go ahead and introduce my co host, Paula Divers, and bring her right on in. Are you there, Mrs. Divers, this morning?
Hi, good morning. How are you? I'm here.
Good morning. Yeah, you're looking so lovely. Love your black backdrop. It's so springy and it looks just fabulous. Good to see you.
Thank
How you
you.
been? How you doing?
Doing okay, just out here fighting these allergies, but it's that season.
Yeah.
So doing what
Yeah.
I can to stay healthy and uncongested,
Yeah.
decongested rather.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been good. I'm excited for this morning's show and all our fabulous
Me
guests.
too.
And I think we
I
decided to
know.
wear similar colors today.
Oh, I can't
So
believe.
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, listen, it has been, now that we're doing just once a month to the audience, as you all are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come right on in, like and share, invite a guest. Now that we're doing once a month, Paula, sometimes it just seems like I don't know. It's more meaningful because we were doing it every Saturday, and it was wonderful doing it every
Right.
Saturday. And
Yeah.
something about type of consistency every Saturday morning was great. But now doing it once a month, it's like it's so good to reunite with everyone and see everyone
Right. Like,
because
hey,
so much
girl.
can take place in a course of a month. Just in the course of a day. And so I just want to give a
Yeah.
shout out to all the women in the month of Women's History Month and to see all of the women celebrated. It was just so very cohesive and just the collaborations and just the unity, last month. So that was really, really awesome. And here we are now in April, and
Yeah.
just excited to see what the Lord is going to do. Well, as you are coming in, I'm trying to look at my phone. We're not going to do um, the tea tips today for those of you who chime in to see our lovely co-host Paula to see what she has to say about your beautiful smile this morning. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. We have amazing guests, as Paula said. We have some amazing guests today, and we want to jump right in. This is Paula. This is Financial Literacy Month, along
Yes.
with 50 million other things that's happening
Right. Right.
in this month. And we have a special guest to talk to us about getting our finances not just in order, but keeping us aware and on track. And this woman is
Hmm.
absolutely amazing. And if you would do the honors to maybe read a little bit through her bio as we introduce her and bring her in.
Absolutely. We are so excited for Tangela Collins Myers, who is here with us today on the A Hope and Company broadcast. She is a financial coach, strategist, business consultant, and she's the owner of TC Myers Financial Group. So, yeah, I'm really interested in what she has to say. She helps
Yeah.
individuals conquer their fears, face their money missteps to assist them with moving into a place of financial empowerment. She assists them with moving in from frightful to fruitful to fearless in their finances. We need that. Through her personal and professional experiences with over 26 years in financial services and banking, Tangela knows the importance of financial literacy and having the right
Mm.
mindset that leads to creating a strong financial foundation. Her mission is to make financial wellness a priority in people's lives. She
Mm.
assists her clients with improving financial well being, to have control over day to day finances, while creating the financial independence to make choices that allow them to enjoy life. She
Yes.
serves to educate, empower, and equip individuals with strategies and tools to transform their money mindset and assist them with creating financial blueprint for success and abundance, positioning them to begin creating generational wealth. We offer financial coaching programs. She offers tailored solutions in the areas of retirement planning, life insurance, credit restoration. She helps you rebound, rebuild, and become recession proof with your financiers. She does have a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting from University of North Carolina at Charlotte. She's a member of the Sisterhood Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and she serves as the vice chairperson of the board of directors for the Council on Aging Union County. It's a nonprofit organization that supports senior adults. She also supports a host of other organizations and values spending time with her family and traveling. She's most recently debuted as an author with the release of her story amongst a gallery of co authors as part of an anthology, The Image in the Mirror, the reflection that inspired the courage to live limitlessly. Good morning, Tangela Collins Myers.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me okay, Paula?
Yes, I can hear you. Welcome to the
Thank you.
show. Good
And
morning.
Good morning. Thank you so very much for this opportunity to be here. Thank you for that awesome introduction, Miss Angela Hope. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be on your platform. Paula said a lot of great things. Let me break it down plain and simple. I'm just a
Yes.
small town country girl with a big dream.
Okay. That's right. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
And I've
And
been just fortunate and blessed along the
Mhm.
way in my
I-
career to, have some great opportunities put before me, and I seized them. So, it is Financial Literacy Month, and I'm so excited about this month and every month, particularly this month, because financial literacy, simply put, really is making sure that we have the knowledge that we need to be empowered with money, and then also applying those key principles. And that's the piece when it comes to being literate. It's what you know, but it's also what you apply. And so Financial Literacy Month is huge because let me tell you, there are some staggering statistics out there related to financial literacy. If you probably think back over your life, I know I've reflected over mine. Financial literacy, just talking about finances is not something that I was taught growing up as a child. And from talking to plenty of clients, business partners, friends, family, they echo the same sentiment. And so we're still now striving to continue to close that gap on being able to understand our finances. And so I'm just going to give you a few of the statistics. I won't go into all of them. And let me also preference this with saying these statistics were identified prior to the pandemic. So you can only imagine where these numbers might be today. But 53% of adults are financially anxious. They are stressed out when it comes to talking about their finances. And this is pre-pandemic. 53%. 44% says discussing their finances is just very stressful. And I can relate to that. Listen, I've been on both sides of money. I've been on the side where I didn't know what I was doing. I've been on the side where I did know what I was doing. And I've been on the side where we had an economy that took a hit in 2008 and put me back on the side where my husband and I found ourselves having to file bankruptcy because we had a business that went under. So I understand when Americans say, I'm scared to death. I'm scared to deal with my finances. 78% of adults live paycheck to paycheck pre-pandemic. So only imagine what that number is today. And that comes from Career Builder Survey. So I just give you those few, and I'm going to be talking about these stats throughout the month of April. But just those few facts alone just lets you know that I think, from talking with clients, from talking with just friends, family, people want to do better. They just don't know how. And then, of course, when you have an economy like we're in right now, it makes it challenging to move ahead sometimes, but you still have to keep striving. So what I would say is that, how do you know really if you're financially literate or not? So I'm gonna give you a few things that I kind of toss out to say, hey, can you say yes to these things? Do you know what it will take to operate your home? Just 1 month of expenses. Do you know what that financial number is? How much money do you need to operate your home? Do you have a credit score over 720? If an emergency came up and you needed $1,000 to fix a unexpected car repair, do you have that in place? And if all those answers are no, that means there's an opportunity to continue to get educated, but more importantly, to continue to put some things in place. And so when it comes to financial literacy and knowing what to do, I call it my financial house. You want it solid, because when you have a solid financial house, then you can really be on a pathway to generating wealth. And so there's 8 pillars when you start thinking about your financial house. The first one being, do you have income protection in place? A lot of people may understand the terminology. Do you have life insurance? Do you have disability insurance? Do you have those things in place that if something happened to you, your income can continue for your family and sometimes for yourself to continue to provide for you? Do you have a budget in place? Listen, I know that is a bad word for a lot of people, but as I coach and I train people, when it comes to budgeting, look at the word budgeting as a way for now you to be empowered, for you to be in a position to control money and no longer let money control you. Listen, I got an awesome business partner that talks about every penny has its place, Miss Alicia Gaines, and that is so true. So when you have a budget, you can be intentional about directing your money where you want it to go. Do you have that emergency fund that we talked about? Listen, we can, there are unexpected things that come up all the time, but what a great feeling to know that I have positioned myself, my family to now be ready for those things and take care of them, taken away from that financial stress. Debt management, in credit card debt alone, we, as United States, we've surpassed $1 trillion. And again, this is pre-pandemic. And so, I'm one to say, listen, as a part of managing through the pandemic, we've had to leverage credit more than we wanted to. But the thing about it is, once you empower it with knowledge, you'll understand the importance of getting that down as quickly as possible. You will understand what impact having that credit card debt has on your financial plan long term. And we'll get into more of these probably later in the month. Looking at your credit. Look, credit is powerful. Listen, everything that you go to apply for in terms of getting approval for loans, getting employment, being able to get a low premium for car insurance, all of that plays a role. Your credit plays a role in that. And so we'll go deep into that. Investing. Listen, money is made to be moved and multiplied. When I was growing up, I was taught by my mom, save. She taught me that principle, save, save, save. But her form of saving was save and put your money in the bank, in a savings account, in a mattress, under a mattress somewhere, and it's not earning money for you. So investing is important to invest, but have your money work for you. Listen, my whole philosophy is money needs to be my employee. How many of you can relate to that? And then the last thing here is a retirement planning, right? So, I'm guilty. I thought work 26 years, and I'm grateful to say, listen, I retired from corporate America at 46 years old. And when I was planning for retirement, it was all about accumulating money so I have money to live on. But as I've now stepped deeper into this profession, retirement is not about just what you're going to retire from, but it's what you're going to retire to. So really having that dream of what you want your lifestyle to be, once you walk away, then you also have to make sure that you put plans in place financially to sustain that dream and vision that you have for your life. And then the most important thing of putting all of this together is, do you have what I call the roof on your house? We've seen a lot of celebrities accumulate a lot of wealth, wanted to leave legacy, but because they didn't have estate planning in place, the wills, the trust, the power of attorneys that you may have heard about, it left a house undone. And so that financial house has to have the roof so that all that you've done, accumulated, it ends up transferring to who it is that you want to have it in your lifetime. And so with that, we'll go deep into talking more about those pillars as we move through the month. But I want to just kind of share with you, start thinking about those. And what I would say is, as I talked about those 8 pillars, if there's anywhere that gives you angst, definitely reach out to me. And I know we're going to have some contact information for you to do that. But the best way to tackle and to make a change is to get mad, to get really mad. That means make a decision that I will not be in the same financial situation that I have been. Right. And then, so finally, what I would say in terms of, because I know our time is short, and then I've got to get to a training. There are a couple of things. As I mentioned, as you're looking at any of these areas and you're saying, you know what, I really need to tighten up on these. What I would say first is forgive yourself. Second, I would say is don't be ashamed. Life happens to everybody. Is the best planning as you can. Sometimes things just happen that's out of your control. And so I know that I sometimes get clients that will come to me and say, you know, I'm so ashamed. I'm ashamed of where I am. I'm ashamed of my age. I'm ashamed of the profession that I'm in, but I don't have my money together. And I would say, don't be ashamed of that. The biggest shame is when we know we need to do better and we don't do anything about it. All right. And so discovery sessions, I offer those free of charge, 15 minutes, set up some time with me just to talk. Listen, I'm not here to judge anyone, but I'm here to help everyone. And then I would say for today and today only, you're also looking at this and you're saying, I know right now I need to go ahead and start working on my credit, because maybe I want to go ahead and position myself to purchase a home, buy a car, or listen, I want to be in a position where I go for better employment so I can have better income for my family. Go ahead and reach out to me. And for today, as a part of being a part of this amazing opportunity and this platform, I want to offer you 50% off the initial cost to get started. It's not expensive at all. Because what I would tell you is that I saw this amazing service because my husband was looking to get some things cleaned up on his credit. And I know that he had reached out to other companies that charge way more. But this is a company that I've partnered with that provides an economic plan in order for you to begin to make the changes in your finances and in your credit, particularly that you need. So reach out to me. The promo code is April. You do that, you reach out to me by today, midnight. I'm going to honor that code, even if that means we need to get on the phone and talk next week. But go ahead and take a step today to say, I am mad and I am ready to make a decision to have my best financial life. And so with that, the final thing that I will share with you is through the month of April as well, I will be hosting what I call my Financial Literacy Fridays, where I will be going deeper into these pillars of the financial house. Not only telling you and showing you, kind of sharing with you what you should do, but I'm a big believer, and Miss Angela Hope and I talked about this. I'm a big believer on, going into the how, because for me, that's where the rubber meets the road. When you know how, then you know where to begin to start to truly start transforming your financial life. And so with that, tune into my YouTube channel. I just got it started, and we will be dropping a lot of educational information and nuggets that be able to help you all month long. So with that, Miss Angela Hope, Miss Paula Diver, thank you so much for the opportunity to share and be on your platform this morning.
Oh my goodness, Tangela. Oh my gosh. I knew that you were the person for the Financial Literacy Month, and we secured your space back in the first of the year. Remember, we talked about that. You told me April was Financial Literacy Month, and I said you were the person to share with us. I know you have to go. I know you have to you have a training. I'm supposed to be there with you. Just didn't happen. But listen, you dropped some nuggets today. Money is made to be moved and multiplied. You also talked about forgiving yourself, financial forgiveness. And then you also shared with the audience, it was one more point that I wanted to make. But oh, what will you retire to? Not what you will retire from,
Right.
but what will you retire to?
I love
Honey,
that.
you dropped the nuggets today. And let me just say that I am definitely one who in 2022 took a look at my finances. And honey, I'm so excited because I am on a roll. I am staying focused. And one of the things, Tangela, just to talk to our audience, people, we don't want to get focused, or we have a hard time getting focused, or we don't want to really do the work, or we don't want to be disciplined. That's the word.
Hmm.
Well, honey, I am sitting over here doing the work finally after all of these years, even being a financial consultant myself. We've talked about that when our finances are looking strange, when we're out on the front line teaching everyone else. But when you're actually doing the work and you see the numbers and you see what's happening in your own life, you can teach it, preach it from a different space. And that's what you did today, because I know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And so retiring at 46 years old, I just want to thank you for just setting the tone for this month for our audience. And the information is there at the bottom for you all to get in touch with Tangela Collins Myers. Today, she will be in a training. Go ahead and hit her up. She will reach out to you before the weekend is over. Paula, is there anything that you have to say?
Oh, I enjoyed every bit of what you said. I love that, Mad, make a decision. We just need to be reminded of these things because, like you said, a lot of us aren't brought up to know all these little things to do with financial literacy. So we need to stay in the know and connect with people like you who have the knowledge to kind of help guide and lead us to financial
Mhm.
empowerment. So I loved every minute of it.
Awesome,
Thanks
awesome.
for being here.
And can I just say one other quick thing? Because as you were saying that about, staying in the know, and particularly for adults now, the importance of why we have to really get our arms around this financial literacy is somebody has to continue to bridge the gap for our youth. So
Yes.
the youth statistics are even worse in terms of how prepared they feel. And so we understand how we have, gone through as adults and the things that we have had to learn and the missteps that we've made. And so it's so important to continue to get empowered with knowledge and how to apply these principles, not only for ourselves and our families right now, because we've got to teach our youth, our kids,
Yeah.
our nieces, our nephews, our grandchildren, this information so they'll be prepared. We don't want to be a generation where we're starting over and over and over again in the
Right.
same spot.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's good. And Tangela, to that point, and we're here talking about this is Financial Literacy Month. Come on in. Welcome for those who have just come in. If you just came in, you missed a phenomenal presentation. But what I wanted to say, Tangela, we're coming to a space where it's the haves and have-nots, like a third world country. We're starting to see that you either have it or you don't. And that, so when you're saying bridging the gap, the financial gap between us and then the next generation coming up. Listen, thank you
Absolutely.
so very much. I know you got to get out of here. Enjoy. I wish when I finish this, I could come right there and be with you on the training. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for partnering with us
Thank you.
for A Hope and Company Virtual Marketplace. We appreciate you so much and everything that you have shared with us today. Enjoy your day and go
Thank
out and
you.
get some more knowledge about
Yes, yes.
financial literacy. Love you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you, my
Love you.
friend.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Tangela.
Woo,
Aw,
wow, that was good. And you know what I like about Tangela? Tangela, she is so very precise. She comes in
yeah,
and hits those points,
like,
and it's clarity at the same time, right? I have watched her presentations. I've been a part of her presentations for over a couple of years now, and she always just comes in like right to the point, and it's
hmm
so understandable, if that's a word.
yeah,
So very good, very good. So again,
yeah,
welcome to those who are just, oh, excuse me, who are coming in. I'm having my green tea and some oat milk.
uh,
And speaking of tea, we have our next guest that we are excited to have here. She is one of our new guests, and we're excited to have her with us. She is Clenita Marshall Allen, and she is with the Charmed Agency LLC, where she teaches us etiquette and training and event. She does etiquette training and events. And when I met her, Paula, I was like, that's what I wanted to do. I want to do everything. I want to do and I had talked about having a charm school, an etiquette school, and I didn't know
Uh-huh.
how to do it. And then I met someone,
Ah,
and I was like, you've got to be on my show. You've got to talk to us today because we know
yes.
my mom, your mother, our aunties have that whole, table
Hmm.
setting and tea. That's what we kind of grew up with,
China
if you will.
patterns.
China and wiping the silver down on weekends. I know I used to do that with my mom to keep her nice and shiny. And so that's a part of who I am, although I'm not doing any of that now, but it's still within me. So I want to just introduce to the audience. I want to introduce to the audience Clenetta Marshall Allen was born in Louisville, Kentucky, to the late Reverend Amp and Mrs. Clinton. I'm going to get right to her because I know we're running behind schedule. I want to talk a little bit about her. She does have bachelor's of science in special education and her associates in American Sign Language, which is really interesting, where she does a lot of translating. I'm kind of skipping through a little bit. I'm going to let her share a little bit about her story. She is now here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where she is now the CEO of the Charm Agency LLC, etiquette training and events. Charm stands for changing how adolescents reach and meet evolutionary demands. She continues to teach exceptional children during the day and etiquette in the evenings and on the weekends. Clenetta, are you there?
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, beautiful lady. I know I skipped a lot through your I skipped a lot through your bio, but I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor because you so patiently waited. I just want to say thank you for partnering with A Hope and Company Virtual Marketplace. I was just so excited to meet you back at the Breakfast and Conversation in April. I don't know where you came from. I don't know where you just walked up to me and we just started talking. And here you are. So share a little bit about all of what you're doing and talk to us. And again, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you again for this opportunity. As a teacher of special ed children, I realized that they didn't have any manners. They would
Oh,
come in the room and not say good morning. They would walk past you and bump into you. Not say, excuse me. Hold on, wait a minute. This is not how we're going to do these things. Okay. So in my class, you don't come and speak to me in the morning. You got to go outside the door and try again. Try again. I didn't cook your breakfast. Go outside the door and come back and say good morning, because those are the little things that our children need to know. The most important thing that I want when I teach the children and the adults is that they need to be able to adapt to any situation they go into. No, it's not selling out. It's not acting white. It's just making sure that you have all of the tools that you need in order to be able to go to the White House and the basketball game. And that's what I focus on in my teachings at the etiquette program. I start with introductions because there is a lesson for that. Who do you introduce first? The older person, the younger person? All right. So then we talk about giving people a fish. You don't do that. You give them a strong handshake because you only have 7 seconds to make a good impression. And in that good impression, it has to do with eye contact. It has to do with a good handshake. It has to do with how you carry your body. So I teach poise and posture. I teach clothing and style. We do all of this for all of the children and the adults if they want it. I noticed when I was teaching in the public school system that after I taught the children, the parents were making these feverish notes afterwards. I said, okay, the children were taking their test. I bring the parents to the table. Okay, now you know how to do it correctly. So you make sure your child knows how to do it correctly. My youngest client was 3. My oldest client was 88. She wanted to tell me her arthritis wouldn't let her hold her fork right. No, ma'am, turn that fork over. Turn that fork over right now. But a lot of people don't understand the etiquette is not just at the table. It's how you enter a room. It's how you communicate with people face to face. It has nothing to do with your electronic device. And children hate that because I say, all right, put it on silent, put it away. You notice your place setting doesn't say, put your phone right here. People don't understand, and etiquette also has to do with how you communicate with people in public. You don't go to the register and talk on your phone. You don't stand at Starbucks and be on your phone when the person is trying to take your order. All of that is rude. When you hold your teacup, you don't put your pinky in the air. I know we've seen that all over the place. You don't put your pinky in the air because in the 18th century they had to dip their finger into sugar and into spices to put into the tea because they didn't have utensils. We have a spoon. Put your pinky down. One of the things that I try to drill into the children that it's okay for you to talk to your teacher, but you can't talk to your teacher like you talk to your friends. I call it code switching, only because you can't go up to your teacher and go, bruh. Your teacher is not a bruh. You can't do that. You can't go to your supervisor and be like, hey, yo, man. No. There is a difference between how you talk to adults or supervisors for that matter, or people in your workplace for that matter, than when you're at home with your friends. And nobody's teaching that. The children just do whatever. You can't go to the job interview with your underwear showing. You can't walk in there and go, is y'all hiring? You can't do that. So what I do is I try to guide them in the direction so that they can be adaptable. And it's not just the children. Some adults need this too. I've been to restaurants seeing people hold their fork while they stabbing the meat. It's already dead. Don't stab it. There's a way that you hold your fork and your knife. And some people are like, oh, you just bougie. No, baby. You get further in life with more knowledge than you do with none. And it's important that you get the knowledge so that you can go further in life. I love what I do. I've been teaching special education for 24 years. Ooh, that's a long time, ain't it? Woo. And every year the generations change and every year the children change. So I have to be adaptable for the children and the adults that come into my program. And I hope that I'm giving them something that they can use, not just today, but for a lifetime.
Wow, I am just so excited. Paula, I'm going to let you speak to that because when she said the adults need it, and I'm just so glad that we have someone in place to do this. And it's like, I want to bring all the children to Miss Clinetta, and we've already talked about partnering. But Paula, what do you have to say about this? Isn't this
I
awesome?
Yes, I love all of this, but I was having flashbacks of being a little girl and being taught how to handle the different, well, how to walk into a room, how to sit at the table, how to. My grandmother taught me how to shake a hand, and she taught me about don't give them a fish, look them in the eye. I remember her teaching me that. She taught me how you're supposed to hug men. If you're a woman, there's a certain way that you hug a man, and not how you it's not the way you would hug your husband, just different things like that you see. It's not necessarily being taught anymore because you don't see it demonstrated. I remember being that we had to say yes sir and yes ma'am. You don't hear that much anymore. To the point where I'm a grown woman in my 40s and I'm still saying yes, sir, yes, ma'am to people who are my age. And it's like, wait, okay, and they like, you don't have to call me ma'am, you don't have to call me sir. But it's just something that once it's instilled in you, ingrained in you, you just tend to try to give people the proper respect by calling them their proper titles. I, have raised 4 children, and the youngest is 17, the oldest is 24, and they know better. Now, it's up to them to do better when they're out there. And I do hear a lot of people tell me, oh, your children are so pleasant. They know how to speak well with adults and they just know how to act and blah, blah, blah. And, I did try to like teach them that, this whole bruh, I've been called bruh so many times, and I'm like, I'm not a bruh. If that's what you want to do with your friends, that's cute and cool, but I'm not your bruh. So I appreciate this niche of teaching and learning for the next generation to pass that along, because it really does move you into places that others get retained. Do you know what I'm saying? In the workplace, you see people who don't know how to speak to the authority. You don't have to agree with authority. I work in healthcare, and we work with doctors, and I see people come in as assistants and techs and administrators all the time, and they don't respect the doctors by calling them doctor so, or they may joke and laugh with them in a way that it's like, okay, but they're not your friend. Give them respect. If you don't agree, that's something for you to process on your own. You don't have to like disrespect them. They're the doctor, so I think this is so important for our young people to have, especially if they're not getting it at home, because they don't realize that it's stunting them when they're trying to move forward in life. And sometimes it's just a matter of ignorance. What you don't know, you don't know. So you need somebody that can say, hey, you know what? I see you. I see what you need. You might have the potential, but you need the polish. Does that make sense? Okay. That's what, yes. So let me stop talking and let you take the floor again.
You are an adult who went through the etiquette program, and they said to me, I thank you for the polish.
Yes.
It's just so important. We're not trying to change who you are. No. We're just trying to help you so that you can get into different rooms.
Yes.
That's what you want to do. You want to be able to go to different rooms, not to be stuck in one tunnel. Because life is so much bigger than where we are.
You have to know how to talk to people. You have to know how to deal with people's personalities,
Yes. You can't go in with your head mumbling. No, that's not who you are.
Right.
That's who our ancestors told you to be.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Miss Clonetta, this is awesome. And we just appreciate you. I was so very, I've had, people tell me all the time, you're just so, you're so proper, and you're so, and in our day and time, people refer to that as being bougie. And like Paula said, it's like, I didn't even know what bougie ever even meant. I didn't even know what that was. It was just how we were raised and how we were taught. So when I met you, I jumped all over you, and it's like, etiquette, charm. Yes, you got to be on my show, because I was so excited. And I just feel like bringing a busload of kids to where you are, because God has gifted you with, God has gifted you in how to teach it. As Paula said, I learned how to do the place setting when I set the table. I had to set the table before what we call supper or dinner in my home. And now we're talking, and we're not talking about rich, fancy, none of that. That was just practical. That was just standard in our home. So thank you so much, Clonetta, for just, I hope the audience out there, if you're an adult, you may not have your child on this platform, watching with you, but I hope as an adult, it allowed you to think about yourself and what you're doing and what you're teaching and what you're passing down to your young daughter or your son. Clonetta, I know you have an event coming up in May the 1st, the tea. I think we have the information here for you. Would you just quickly talk about that? I think we do have it. But go ahead and tell us about the event that's coming up right here in Charlotte.
Okay. On May the 1st, I have partnered with To Serve with Love. They're a nonprofit organization, and we're going to have a complete etiquette lesson at the tea party. It's May the 1st at the Moorhead Inn. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's going to be 4 courses, and I'm teaching every single course. I'm so excited because I always have a tea party every year, but this is the first time I'm doing a complete etiquette lesson for the tea party. And we're also going to do a teacup exchange. where you're going to write a positive message to the sister that sits across from you, and then don't put your name, and then you're going to exchange teacups with them. That way they'll have their new teacup and a positive message to remember.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. Paula, let's go.
I
Let's
know,
go.
yeah, that would be fun. Now, is it only for women?
So,
Anybody can come,
Oh, okay,
men, anybody, and you
cool.
wear your hat and your pearls.
Okay. Yes.
wow. Well,
Ah,
Clinetta, thank you so much. Listen, if you are in the Charlotte area, it's spring break. If you're coming to visit family members here down in Charlotte, I'm down in Charlotte, here in Charlotte, or if you are just here in Charlotte, I pray and hope that you would partner with Clinetta in this amazing event on May the 1st. I've been to the Moorhead House. It is very lovely. Thank you so
beautiful.
much. It is beautiful. I was poking around in your social media, and I saw how you were teaching the young men and women. And I, poked around and I looked at the Morehouse mansion. And so we're excited. So I'm planning to partner with you and attend that. And I'm welcoming my audience who are with me today here in the Charlotte area to join us. Thank you so much. We will be in touch. I appreciate you partnering with A Hope and Company Virtual Marketplace. We'll talk soon and take care.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh,
You're quite
absolutely.
welcome. My pleasure. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, I loved all of it. So
Oh,
nice.
I
What a great
know,
event.
man. Yeah, we have an amazing show. I'm enjoying this show today. And speaking of an
Mhm.
amazing show, I want you all to put your seat belts on because
Uh-oh.
we're getting ready to bring our powerhouse Joan T. Red. Y'all know that's my girl. Y'all know that is my girl. I am just so thankful to have her with us. One, because she always partners with A Hope and Company Virtual Marketplace. She is just an amazing supporter. And some of the things that she is doing is going to blow your mind. Get your seatbelt, refresh your beverage, your soda, your coffee, whatever you're having this morning. We are so excited to have in the building with us Joan T. Randall. Paula, would you go ahead and do the honors and share her bio? And the reason why we read the person's entire bio, and I have to apologize to Clinetta because of for the time's sake, and I wanted her to get right to it because we want you all to know who you are partnering with, who you are reaching out to, who are you going to connect with, and we just want you to hear and know the work that they've done to get to where they are and to become the person that they have become in scaling their business. Paula, would you go ahead and do the honors? Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Joan. I'm talking, put a doctor in front of her name. Joan
Uh-oh,
T.
she
Randall.
look.
Look, what am I saying? What am I prophesying?
Exactly. Oh,
Joan
she's gonna
T.
get you on
Randall.
that one.
She is, yeah. She's an international speaker, award winning, multi best selling author, business coach, and international publisher. She is president of Joan T. Randall Enterprise LLC, CEO of Victorious You Press, and creator of the Limitless Lifestyle Method, where she empowers individuals to activate a growth mindset in the core areas of their life. She is
Mhm.
an evolution engineer who helps spiritual thought leaders and individuals of faith write and publish their story, message, or expertise so they can monetize their impact, build a business, and create legacies. Joan founded the Intensive Academy, an online platform that facilitates the unique model of taking your book to business and beyond, helping authors use their books for leverage for visibility, credibility, and business growth. Joan has been featured in media locally, nationally, and internationally. Her awards and accolades include, but are not limited to, outstanding community leadership, philanthropy, entrepreneurship, award winning writer, and women's leadership and advocacy as seen on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. Joan had the esteemed opportunity to launch Victorious You Press Publishing in Nairobi, Kenya, taking her company global. Joan was born in Kingston, Jamaica. She is the mother of 3 daughters and 1 son, and a Gigi to 5 grandchildren. She currently resides in North Carolina with her husband, Bill Randall. Welcome, Joan.
Hey guys!
I done called you a doctor.
Joan in the house. I love it.
Yes.
Joan, welcome. We're so glad to have you. We always love when you come. Our audience absolutely loves you. You
Yes,
always just, when you leave us, we're just ready to run and just go jump off
Leap over walls.
Your energy, your accomplishments. We congratulate you. But I speak from a business partner and how you have just been such a blessing to me and so many others in this walk and in this journey of entrepreneurship. So thank you. You look absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. We're going to give you the floor and you take it away, my sister. God bless you.
I am so excited to be here, and I loved listening to Tangela talk about money, and I loved listening to our last speaker talk about etiquette. I love it. I love everything about etiquette. I believe that when you walk in a room, your essence should go before, right? That's what I call pre-essence or your presence. So presence is just the essence of who you are going ahead of you. So I love all things etiquette. But today I'm on here because I really want to give a shout out to my sister, Angela Hope. And I really want to recognize her. We missed recognizing her in March, but I wanted to come and talk about the impact that A Hope and Company has made on my business since she started. And it's important for us to give credit where credit is due. It is important for us to give people flowers while they are alive. Angela is one person that is so selfless. Everything is about how she supports others, right? It's all about, let me come and help you. Let me be the support. Let me stay behind you and push you. Let me do this so you can shine. But today I want to shine the light on her because of what she's doing and because of Hey Open Company and the impact it has had with Victorious You Press. I was asked last week on a podcast, how do I choose people that I work with or connect with? And my response to the person that was interviewing me was that it's all about relationships. It is all about relationships for me. Relationship is the bridge for everything that I do. Relationship is the blueprint, the roadmap to my success. And let me tell you why I say this. In 2020, I started a publishing company without a website. I did not have a website with my publishing company in 2020, and I made 6 figures that year without a website. Why? Because relationships. 70% of the people that published books with Victorious You Press were referrals. Referrals. So it goes back to relationship. Another thing about relationship is that as long as someone's core value aligns with yours, it makes the relationship that much deeper, right? Because there's relationship and then there's relationship. And not all relationships are the same. But when you're having a relationship with someone that you can partner, that you can collaborate with, that you can co-labor together, then it makes the relationship that much better because now there is a connection that's deeper than just a hi, hello friendship, right? I have 4 core values where I am concerned, and this is how I live my life. This is how I operate in ministry, and this is how I operate in my business. It's live, learn, love, lead, legacy. The middle one is love, right? And love is about relationship. That's what love is. And so my core values align with people that I build relationships with because it's important to have that lasting, partnership, right? Because you want to make sure that the person isn't coming to take what they can get from you, or vice versa. And so when 2000 and I don't remember if it's 2020 or it was 2020, I had a conference. It was virtual because it was in the height of the pandemic. I invited Angela to come to my conference to be on the panel. What Angela didn't know was that I had an opportunity for someone to come and do an event. Do a live, it's almost like a live QVS type style with my vendors, because there were no, attendee in the room. Angela walked in the room to do the panel thing, and I said, hey, I need you. And she never said no, because again, it's all about how she serves. It's all about how she supports. And let me tell you what happened that day. It was incredible, right? At the end of the conference, I exceeded my expectation of the volume that I wanted to do from a financial perspective. It doubled. I ended up closing deals that day in excess of $30,000. All right, $30,000 in one day after the end of the conference. But that is not all, right? A Hope and Company started as a result of Angela, like phenomenal, partnership with me, and how she came across on the screen, and how natural it was. And as a result of coming on A Hope and Company several times. And listen, I'm happy to invest in Angela. I am happy to pay to be on this platform. If someone, turn their nose up because they have to pay to be on this platform, then that's not relationship. That's not partnership. That's not co-laboring. That is not collaboration, because no one should pimp your gift. Okay? Our gift is not for pimping. Our gifts and talents and abilities will make room for you. And so because it's making room for you, profit is a part of God's plan. Money is a part of God's plan. All right. So nothing is free. Nothing is free. Right. And so as a result of being on A Hope and Company over and over again, just last year, she did a show in November, right, for Black Friday. And after that show, all right, Victorious You Press, because of A Hope and Company, did $15,000. $15,000. So think about it. As a result of her impact, I made $30,000 at a conference. As a result of Black Friday, I did $15,000, not just in goods. I gained clients as a result of Angela. So because of this one lady, $45,000 of her volume comes out of A Hope and Company. That is the power of collaboration. That is the power of partnership. But most importantly, that is the power of relationship. And so when you build relationship, you're building something, right? That is what God has designed for us to do: multiply and replenish. The multiplication is in the relationship. You can't do anything by yourself. So the multiplication is in the relationship. When you build relationship, you are multiplying who you are. That same core value that aligns with you, because it's important to have the right relationship, but that same core value that aligns with you and that person creates multiplication. And once you multiply something, it is increasing. Multiplication is about increase, times 2, 10x, 2x, 5x, 10x. That is multiplication. And so I wanted to share that about Angela. And this is so amazing. God has blessed me beyond my wildest dreams, And my goal is always to support those who have supported and served me. And as a result of all these amazing things that I'm doing, and all these new clients that I've built, and all these anthologies that I've written, and how many hundreds of people I've helped become bestsellers, I am launching a movie on May 21st, right? The power in belief, the power in the pen, the power in knowing that what God placed inside of you once He put you on earth is for you to use and to, again, multiply and replenish and subdue and rule. And so on March 21st at 6:30, you get an opportunity. Everyone across the world can watch our documentary, The Image in the Mirror 2, Manifesting a Dream Deferred. We will have tickets available as of Monday for the public to watch. I had no idea when I left Jamaica and came to this country and went through my domestic violence and ran away, became homeless, that today I would be sitting here, an international speaker, a global business owner, an international publisher, and an executive director for a movie. That is the power of resilience. That is the power of grit. That is the power of belief. That is the power of faith. That is the power of understanding what your DNA is, who runs in your DNA, dominion, God's name, and the authority. And once you can recognize that when you stand and looking in the mirror, you are not looking at a mere reflection of you, but you're looking at God. He told us that. I created you in my image. So when you look at yourself, you're looking at God, the image of who He is. And so everything that He has placed inside of you, you were selected, you were significant, and you are supplied. You have everything inside of you that you need to be able to let your gifts, talents, abilities, and treasures work for you. And so, Angela, you are doing that right now. And I could never let March and money month, which is April, come by and not applaud you and say thank you and congratulate you, because you, inadvertently has helped me to increase my business. And I did six-figure in 2020. I did 2019, I did six-figure in 2020, I did six-figure in 2021. And each year we are growing by double digits. We're growing. We picked up 18% over last year. We are already blowing the roof off of last quarter. And again, it goes back to relationship. So I wanted to come and I want to share all of that with you. And I hope the audience gets it.
My gosh, Joan, you are just something else. And, when I think about you sharing the growth, we live not too far from one another. And I remember coming over your home one day and sitting with you. You were going to share some things with me, how to leverage some other things that I was doing. And I sat and watched you with a calendar, and you were writing out your plan, and you said, I'm already, I think it was the first of whatever the year it was, and you said, I'm already booked, my calendar is already booked, I'm already projecting this amount for the year and things like that. And I sat there and I just said, wow, to myself. You remember we were sitting at your dining room table, and I said that to say to the audience that you really have to put the work in, and we can't sit back and say, she's talking about what she made in her, she's talking about the blessings of God, and that when we tap into our gift, what God does through us and through our business. And I know in network marketing, when we talk about we're managing multiple thousands of dollars in a month, what we're saying is that that's how many people that we've helped. The money equals to what we're able to do. When we're calling out figures, what that is saying is the amount of people that we have been able to help. Just thank you so much for that. First of all, for you just sharing that. I'm like, what? We're waiting for you to like really blow it out, and you're giving me my props, if you will, for doing what I do, because I do like to bring businesses on. That's what I like to do. And I need to walk more into that of, hey, this is really a platform that I really like to showcase businesses. And you've already talked to me about taking this to the next level. And me and Paula had a conversation just the other day, and we are getting ready to move in that direction. Thank you so very much. I love you and I appreciate you, but you need to tell the audience about the Library of Congress. I need you to talk to them about what you
yes,
do.
yes. So I'm so glad you're asking that question. So there's a lot of independent publishers out there, right? And again, they're publishers and then they're publishers. And so a lot of times independent publisher just goes through the motion and upload the book, whether it's to Ingram Spark or Lulu or BookBaby or Amazon or wherever they have their book that they help their clients with. But I got an opportunity. I wanted to take my business more seriously and more professional, because I want, when my books are published, that a bookstore can pick up my book. And there's certain things that bookstores look for before not every book on Amazon can go into a bookstore, because there's certain things that bookstore looks for, and libraries, right? Not every book that's in a bookstore can go to a library either. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure was that when my clients book consultations with me, or when they write their books with me, that they can feel confident that the book is quality, that the book is excellent, that the book has every standard of the International Book Publishing Association. And so what I needed to do was to connect with the Library of Congress. So I was able to connect with the Library of Congress, get my business registered there as a authorized and approved publisher. And so now our books will all have the Library of Congress number inside our books, which means not only will your books be in bookstores, but your books can be cataloged and carried in libraries. So excited about that.
That is awesome.
Wow. Paul, I was going to say, Paula, what do you have to say? Is that amazing or what?
That is just mind-blowing, awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I love it. I'm looking forward to the movie.
Yeah.
This executive producer.
Yes.
So, oh yes, I love the fact, the part that you mentioned about relationships, and just in your day to day, and before you get up, and you have your time with God, and you pray, you meditate. You don't know who you're going to meet that day. And it's important to be ready to establish those connections and relationships, because you never know when you're going to meet that person like Angela Hope that, is going to be such a blessing to you, and vice versa. You never know when you're going to meet Joan T. Randall, and she's going to help take you to the next level. So that's definitely one of my takeaways. You said a lot, but that relationship piece is so vital.
And I just wanted to say this. When I look back over all the stuff that God has blessed me with, when you pray and ask God, that when you tell God you're available, you got to be available. I'm telling you, you can't say, God, I need this. You can't say, God, I'm available. You can't say, God, I want you to bless me and to give me this, or to expand my horizons, or to elevate me. He will give it to you. And when he give it to you, you can't turn around and say, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. No, you asked for it. If God trusts you enough, he will give it to you, right? But in all of that, what I've noticed was that it was relationship that connected me to the person, the Prince of Cameroon, who allowed me to be his director of publishing for his global organization, and who journeyed with me to Nairobi, Kenya with his wife, and gave me the opportunity to launch my business there. It was relationship that introduced me to Stephen Lewis, who said, I need you to be my partner at the BoostFad, because I'm creating an organization where I want to help minority women and men to get the curriculum, the capital, and the community that they need to build businesses so that they can impact the economic mobility in Charlotte. It was relationship that gave me all of this stuff. So that's why it is so important. It's never what you do. No matter how educated I am, no matter how skilled I am, no matter how talented I am, it's not what I know. It's who.
It's who you
I
know.
It's
Yeah.
who you know.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Well, listen, Joan, thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. Your face is so beautiful. We just love you here. We thank all of our guests today. And I want to leave with you. Who do you know? Who's your circle? Who are you in relationship with? That's the question that I leave with you on this Saturday morning as you have joined us here, right here on A Hope and Company Virtual Marketplace, where we shop small businesses and entrepreneurs who are doing big things, amazing things. And I just want to give it back to Joan T. Randall. If you are that person who is interested in purchasing, in writing your book, you have a story inside of you, go poke around in her website. I was poking around last night in her website, and Joan, I had not been on your website in a while, and I was blown away. If you get an opportunity, I'm speaking to the audience, please, if you're still sitting with your cup of tea after the show, just go to victoriousyoupress.com. Take a look at the website. Take a look at the amazing books, the covers, the textures, the colors, and all that she has done as a publisher and what she can offer you. If you're going to write a book, go ahead and do it big. Don't play with it. Go ahead and do it big. We all have a story inside of us. I've been around her long enough. You know, she talks about the power in the pen, all of those wonderful things. This is a great time for you to partner with Joan T. Randall. And who's your circle? Who's in your circle? Who are you in relationship with? I leave that question with you today. We want to thank you so much for joining us. Joan T. Randall, thank you so much for those beautiful words today. I am there have been times, Joan, that I've seen you partner with people that I know. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that she was partnered with Joan, And so it makes me feel good to know
Yeah.
that when you've come on this platform, that they really went directly to you and had that consultation and you guys were able to partner. So hashtag relationship, hashtag this is financial literacy month, hashtag happy spring, hashtag
Yes.
the month of April, hashtag thank you,
Mhm.
Lord, for all your many
Amen.
blessings. Yes, yes, we love you. God bless you. You're always welcome to partner with us at A Hope and Company Virtual Marketplace. I don't know if Nadia has my information up and available, and if not, you know where you can find me. You can always reach me, tap into me right here on the platform in the comments, and we'll reach out to you. Love you. God bless you. Paula, do you have any final words?
Happy Saturday.
Love you. God bless you. Come back
Love
again.
you.
See us next month. Thank you, Joan T. Randall,
Thank
Clinetta,
you.
and Tangela. You guys were phenomenal. God bless.